Hello students, today we are going to learn about a new device which is known as galvanometer. This device is very useful in as a current measuring device because it is very sensitive and it can measure current as low as few microamperes, means 1 upon 10 to the power 6 amperes. So that means it is a very small current and it is very sensitive. And all the devices which we in general have for measurements in electricity are mostly derived from this galvanometer. Say for example, voltmeter and ammeter are derived or are obtained on conversion of this galvanometer into those devices, which we shall be learning later on. Look, this device, how it is constructed, what is the principle, working formula, we will talk about it. Now, what is galvanometer? It is actually a assembly of a coil, as you see in the figure, which is held suspended through a hair wire or thin wire, elastic wire, and such that the coil lies between the two poles of a horseshoe magnet. Well, here you see that this is one option. The coil may be held suspended within the two poles of a magnet, but it can also be held suspended between the two poles of a magnet by means of two pivots. Say for example, this is a coil and we have two pivots placed vertically against each other. Then the coil will be held within these two pivots and it is allowed to rotate about also by means of having very sharp point and diamond edge are used so that the friction is negligible and the coil is free to rotate. Here we have a thin wire, so it is free to rotate with the about the axis of the wire. So what is we have two type of galvanometer, one in which the coil is suspended through a wire or pivoted or held suspended between the two pivots. We have two pivots over the holding the coil and placed in the magnetic field. Now how we construct a galvanometer? You see, we have a coil and then that is held fixed, hanged freely within the two poles of a magnet by means of a rigid support and a thin wire. We use horseshoe magnet to produce north pole and south pole so that the coil is experiencing some magnetic field. Well, if instead of freely hanging coil, we can use the other type, western type galvanometer. But this type of galvanometer, freely hanging coil galvanometer, is more sensitive and more accurate, more reliable as compared to the pivot type galvanometer. But one demerit with the hanging type galvanometer is it is not very comfortable to be carried from one place to another, as the chances of coil getting twisted and permanently the wire may get rotated permanently beyond the elastic limits of the wire, and that means the whole apparatus becomes useless. So both have their merits and demerits. Now how we find the working formula for the torque? You see, when a coil is connected to a DC source, here you see the coil is having some current flowing through the coil, and therefore when it is placed in a magnetic field, we have in the previous lectures we have found that what is the torque acting on the coil when it is placed in magnetic field and carries some current. That was NIAB sin alpha, where N is the total number of turns in the coil, I is the current flowing through the coil, A is the cross sectional area of the coil and B is the magnetic field produced across the coil, and alpha is the angle between area vector and magnetic field. Now if we happen to have the magnetic field of radial in nature, then the angle between area vector and magnetic field is always 90 degree. So we have sin alpha, sin 90 degree becomes 1, so we don't carry this expression sin alpha. If we don't have radial magnetic field, we carry this expression sin alpha. So that is the difference. Even if we have magnetic field non-radial, we will always take the, if we take the component of magnetic field along the radius, then naturally that will make 90 degree, and so sin alpha will also vanish there. But again, B radial in this case will be B sin alpha. So both are same things. Now we have learned that the deflecting torque, we call it deflecting because once the torque acts, the coil is forced to rotate. But once the coil starts rotating, it is hanging freely through a wire, and so wire is getting twisted. And when the wire is getting twisted, what happens? A restoring torque is produced in the wire due to elasticity of the wire. And therefore, this restoring torque will oppose the deflecting torque, and this restoring torque is equal to K theta, where K is the elastic, is the torsion constant of the wire, and theta is the angle through which the wire is twisted or rotated. It means by what angle the coil is being deflected. So in equilibrium, there is, as the angle of rotation increases, the torque, restoring torque also increases. So more is the angle of rotation, greater is the restoring torque. So finally a situation comes when the restoring torque becomes equal to the deflecting torque, because deflecting torque is fixed, because say N is fixed, I is fixed, A is fixed, B is fixed, and sin alpha is fixed. So that means if we talk in terms of radial magnetic field, everything is fixed, so the deflecting torque will be also fixed. It is fixed, it is not increasing, but the restoring torque will increase as the rotation, as the twist in the wire angle is increasing. So therefore finally a situation may come when restoring torque becomes equal to the deflecting torque, and from that we have theta is equal to angle of deflection, angle of rotation, angle of twist is equal to NIAB by K. Now this is K, a constant, torsion constant. So then you see here that in this expression, N, total number of turns in the coil, I, cross sectional area of the coil, B radial, magnetic field, and K, all are constant except the current. So that means theta is proportional to I. Greater will be the current, greater will be the deflection. So if we measure the angular deflection, we can measure the current if we calibrate the scale. So that is what is done. If a calibrated scale is placed there, and then we attach a needle to the coil. So as the coil is rotated, the needle also rotates with it, and therefore the needle moves on the scale, which is calibrated in terms of current, and then the current is read directly on the screen with the help of galvanometer. So galvanometer is a very sensitive device. It is used to measure the current, detect the current flowing through the circuit, and it has great many applications we shall be seeing in the coming topics. So thank you and have a nice day.